Do you have petunias in your garden that aren't looking so great? You've got them in the containers or just planted in the landscape, and they're just starting to look tired. It's the middle of July, and oftentimes I know I can feel that way too about some of my plants that they just aren't looking the way I would expect for them to look. So, in today's video, we're going to show you how to help those petunias look better and to give you more color throughout the rest of the summer. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and what Rod's going to do with these petunias is almost unbelievable. He's going to go through and he is just going to trim these babies back. And I wanted to show you what they look like after they are trimmed back. So for those of you who this is a scary thought, I want to show you that it can be done successfully, and what you need to do to get them to look good. So let's go ahead and take a look at these pet koas that we trim back and show you how they're looking now. So here you'll see Rod is actually cutting back all of the flowers in this container combination, starting with the Angelonia, and that's going to help bulk them up as well. With these super kales, he's going in and just basically lifting up all that thick, dense foliage and snipping it about 3 or 4 inches off the base of the original plant there. He's just lifting it up and trimming off any of the branching that's going on. And the reason why we do this is because we want to create a thicker, fuller plant. So this plant had cracked open and really was not looking attractive at all. And I knew as the summer went on, it was only going to get worse. So by Rod trimming off this foliage, it's going to help create more growth. More growth results in more flowers. So in no time at all, we're going to start seeing this plant fill back out again, put on more buds, and turn into just more flowers that will last this planter throughout the season. So don't be satisfied with something that's not looking good. Go ahead and give it a trim, because right now if you're not happy, it's not going to get better. Trim it, and that way you can expect, a better looking plant as the summer goes on. Show me your bucket of posies. So it was about 2 weeks ago from today. We were just getting ready to leave for vacation. And I said to Rod, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. These planters, they don't look good. What do you think? I was going to trim them the night before, but I didn't dare because I didn't know what he would think by me doing that. And I got the okay, go get a scissors. So I went and got him a scissors, and he started trimming away. So what had happened is I don't know if it was a windy day, if we actually got some hard rain. We haven't hardly got any rain, so I don't know if that could be the case. But for whatever reason, these pet koas, they started to split open, and they weren't a nice mound of color. They had flower color around the edges, but in the center, it was just green, and it did not look good. And I knew if I didn't do anything about it, or if he didn't do anything about it, they were going to look ugly for the rest of the summer. And I would have been mad that they just didn't look good. So we went ahead knowing we were going to be gone for 2 weeks and trimmed them back. We trimmed them way back. And this is something that, maybe it just needs a little trim, but if they're split open, a little trim isn't going to help that split. You got to get in there and give them a good trim. So we gave them a good trim, knowing we'd be gone for 2 weeks. They are in self-watering containers. So we knew that they were going to be getting water every day. We also knew that they were going to be getting fertilizer every day because we put fertilizer in our aqua pots. So they're constantly getting fed and watered. So we knew they were going to have, the prime conditions, even though we were gone, to start to rejuvenate and recoup. I didn't have to look at it happening. Like I said, we were gone for 2 weeks. So they were just doing their thing while we were gone. So when we came back, I went and looked at them, and I'm like, oh, so glad we did that, because I want to show you what they look like now. And they're looking great. And I think this is really what they needed to help us have this beautiful color in the planters right at the front of our front porch for the rest of the summer. So let's go ahead and take a look at how well they look now. So look how gorgeous these look now. They're filling out nicely, fresh, crisp green foliage. Nice habit. We're not seeing any cracks going on. So in this planter, there are 2 different varieties of the super kales. There's a yellow and then that kind of burgundy pink. We also in the back have an Angelonia that too got trimmed back. And then we have the Silver Falls, which is kind of trailing over the front of the pot. And Rod did go and trim that back as well. That didn't really need to be trimmed, but he just did it because, I don't know, whatever. As long as you're trimming, you might as well give the whole thing some trim. So now what we're seeing is fresh new growth, nice mounding habit. Flowers are beginning. So it's not fully flowering yet, but that's okay. Like it's looking fresh. It's looking like May. It's looking like it was planted in May. And if we look closer, you can see at the tip of all of these green, there's all new buds forming. So this is going to have just a major amount of blooms in just a short little bit of time. Let's take a look at the other one as well, because I mean, I could show you one looks good and one doesn't, but that's just not the case. Here, the one that's a matching planter to it, little bit less flowers going on, but I mean, definitely they're starting. But look at a nice ball of crisp green foliage, no crack in the center, lots of buds waiting to happen. Even the Silver Falls on here is still trailing very nicely. The Angelonia on the back of this one is a little bit shorter. The Angelonia honestly wasn't doing much even in the beginning. And I think it's because these Petcoas were just taking over so much that it was kind of like snuffing out that Angelonia. So we'll continue to keep you updated on how these planters do over the next few weeks or so. But I wanted to show you this because this just goes to show you can trim things back and they will come back and look gorgeous. And I don't know, people need permission. They need permission if something is not looking good to do something about it. So this is your permission to do something about those planters, those plants, those annuals, those perennials, those shrubs, whatever it might be that is not looking good. Get out the trimmers, do a little trimming, and see for yourself how much better it can make a plant look. Here's a follow-up to the trimming, and this is a 3.5 week follow-up after these planters were trimmed up. You can see how beautifully they've rebounded from that very hard trim back and have come back just beautifully, creating a gorgeous globe of color. And not only did the one turn out fantastic, the other one is doing equally as beautiful as well. So this just goes to show that don't be afraid to trim back your annuals if they're not looking good, because they're going to continue to not look good if you do nothing about them. But when you do something about them, this is what you get. You get more flowers, more beauty that will last you through the summer. If you have any questions or comments on this trimming video, please feel free to leave them below. If you're new to our channel, we welcome you to subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.